What is performance analysis? Sports performance analysis is the process of observing and recording individual or team sports and identifying any significant aspects of performance. Areas of strong performance can be highlighted and used to encourage athletes to repeat these performances. For example, if a netball team who are carrying out successful tactics whilst attacking and they score a great goal, we can use video to explain exactly how those tactics worked so they can be used again. Similarly, areas of unsuccessful performance can be acknowledged and improved upon. After the process of observing, recording, and identifying significant aspects of performance, quantitative feedback will be given in the form of statistics and qualitative feedback where video clips will be shown to the team. The coaching process. The coaching process has changed considerably over the years. Traditional coaching is subjective. With the addition of video analysis, coaching becomes objective. Coaching in the past has proved to be unreliable and inaccurate. However, today, having a video recording to base coaching feedback on now makes the process more reliable and accurate. Previously, feedback was based on the coach's recall ability. Video analysis allows the coach to review 100% of the events that took place. Performance analysis is still a new concept to most. Although everyone has heard about it and most people know that sporting teams are using it, there still seems to be quite a lot of uncertainty about the true value of it and how exactly you implement it into your coaching structure. To help you understand the process of video analysis, I've broken it down into 4 steps: capture, code, analyze, and feedback. These 4 building blocks will help you take on the information extracted from performance analysis to use in training sessions to change player behavior. Capture. Video is a valuable tool to support the coaching process, but its effectiveness is hampered when footage is captured poorly. Filming from a high vantage point and from the backline position is key to capturing quality footage for analysis purposes. Getting a bird's eye view of the court can help create an understanding of positions, space, defensive needs, and offensive plays. By doing this, the spatial relationships from one player to another are more even and not distorted by the camera lens. Imagine a coach strategizing with his or her players. He or she will most likely sketch from a top-down view of the court or field. If they are to analyze the game, the best video footage will emulate this view as closely as possible. Code. Have you ever heard the phrase coding a game or tagging a match? Both these terms mean the exact same thing. Coding a game or tagging a match involves the process of building a timeline of events that happen in a sporting match or practice. This is the start of the analysis process. It is almost like telling the story of the game using a timeline and stating what event occurred when. The events recorded are usually determined by the coach based on what information they want to focus on from a coaching perspective. These events are known as key performance indicators or KPIs and are the most important events in a match that the coach can use to measure the team's success or failure. KPIs are usually reflective of the team's philosophy. KPI events tagged in a netball match would be things like center passes, circle feeds, missed shots, turnovers won, and there are plenty other KPIs which can be used. KPIs can be broken down into smaller categories to allow one to analyze their training session or match in more detail. For example, center passes can be categorized into converted center passes and unsuccessful center passes. The coaches and players would then be able to pull out all the unsuccessful center passes to understand where they went wrong and how they can change their unsuccessful center passes to converted center passes. In order to code a game or tag a match, some sort of analysis software is necessary. Analyze. After tagging the match and creating a timeline of events, an interactive stat report is generated by adding up the number of instances that have been tagged for each KPI and is then linked to the relevant video clips. The statistics will tell you where the player or team went right or wrong during the game, and the video clips linked to the stats will show you the reasons why. For example, the report will be able to tell you how many times your team lost possession of the ball, and the video clips will put that particular stat into context so that the coach can understand why the team lost possession in that particular situation. Was the possession lost due to bad decision making on the passer's behalf, or was it because the players off the ball didn't move into the right position on court to receive the ball safely? By reviewing the interactive stats reports, the coach and the players can click on a metric in the stats report and conveniently skip through their chosen instances on the timeline, making it quicker to review and watch all the chosen clips back to back. This practice helps to pick up trends, strengths, and weaknesses, making performance analysis an incredible tool to understand, learn, optimize, and improve team and individual player skills. There are a number of different types of analysis that can be done. Post-match analysis. Post-match analysis is the analysis that the coaches do on their own team's performance in the match they have just played. Immediately after they have played, the coaches will go back and have a look at how their team performed to see what worked and what didn't work. Oppositional analysis. This is the analysis of the upcoming opposition team ahead of the next game. Some coaches ask for analysis to be done on specific opposition players, especially if they are deemed a threat. Individual analysis. The next level of analysis is individual analysis, where we code each player's positive and negative contributions. Individual statistics help players establish personal benchmarks and goals using concrete data. If a player lost possession 5 times in a game, they can aim to decrease the number of possession losses in their next match. This is where coaches can sit with the player and have a look at all their strengths and weaknesses, and from there show them video clips of what needs to be changed or how it needs to be changed. Player-driven analysis. Flipping the analysis process. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. iSports analysis has the functionality to enhance player and team development, game understanding, and decision-making by enabling players to view and analyze their own performance within the context of the game. The process that this follows is: the coach will upload the game video. The coach chooses the analysis template or code window for the player to use. The player logs in and analyzes or tags their own performance. The player can pose private questions to the coach. The coach logs in and views player analysis, comments, and questions. The coach can then provide private and interactive feedback for the player. And the player can then view interactive coach feedback. By implementing this in the coaching structure, it creates a range of new learning and development opportunities for players. It engages players far more in their own development, enhances understanding of key principles of the game, and improves decision-making. This is a research study that was done by Whitmore in 2002 from Coaching for Performance. When players get given verbal feedback, their recall after 3 weeks is 70%, and recall after 3 months is only 10%. When players get given verbal feedback which is supported by video clips, recall after 3 weeks is 72%, and recall after 3 months is 32%. However, when a player is given verbal feedback, shown video clips, and has input into the feedback that is being discussed, recall after 3 weeks is 85%, and recall after 3 months is 65%, which is exactly what you want when coaching your players. You want them to retain and remember any information that you have given them. Feedback. Feedback during the coaching process is essential, as it will improve the athlete's technical and tactical knowledge. It can assist them in making better decisions as well as boost their confidence. There are different types of feedback. In-training visual feedback. Film and code the players live during their practice session and have a big screen, iPads or laptops available so that the coach or players can stop immediately to review play and correct play in the next drill. Post-match analysis team feedback. The coaches pick out specific clips from the game that has just been played, and the whole team comes together in the team room with a big screen and projector to get feedback on their strengths and weaknesses. Feedback presented by players in their units. The team is split into attack, defense, and center court units, where the players have to analyze and present feedback from their role's perspective to the team. Oppositional analysis feedback. The coach can analyze the opposition's game plan and strategy and come up with strategies to counter their game plan by exploiting their weaknesses. Individual players in the team can be given a specific opponent to analyze and then present their feedback to the rest of the team so the team can get an idea of how the opposition player performs, and they can then discuss ways to exploit their weaknesses. Individual analysis feedback. The coach can organize one-on-one feedback sessions with specific players, show them clips of areas requiring attention, or give them praise with clips where they performed well to help motivate them. Many of us are visual learners, so discussing specific clips, watching the clip from start to finish, and then again in slow motion, will speed up the learning process for most players. Feedback to umpires. The last type of feedback that we haven't discussed yet is feedback to the umpires. If the coach or player is busy analyzing their game and they come across a clip where they are not 100% sure about the umpire's call, they are able to pinpoint that clip and show it to the umpire for feedback. The player or the coach is able to challenge the umpire to find out why that particular call was made. For example, in this instance, you will see Bongi, the wing attack, receives the ball, lands in the center court, and before she passes, she puts her other foot down into the attacking third. The umpire calls her for taking the ball over a third. Obviously, there will be some occasions where the umpire will provide a good reason why they called what they called, or the umpire will be able to see that they have made a mistake and will hopefully correct their behavior going forward. You can also use the footage to help your players understand how a specific umpire blows the game and get the player to avoid using a particular move if they know the umpire will be strict in those situations.
I feel like that's how we can, in South Africa, improve our game as well, is to really go to umpires and ask them for their opinion or how they saw it and how you can improve